Hello, this is Noel Sam Matthew. This video shows my first C# experiment. It is based on the OOPS concept, that is inheritance. The topic given to me is library management system. According to the question, we have to create 3 profiles: admin, that creates and manages the accounts and the books that we have in the library. The faculty and student profiles can search the books, reserve the books, borrow the books, and even view the book details. So first I'll show you the output of the program, then I'll be explaining the code. The username and the password will depend on the account or the profile that we are logging into. As I said earlier, we have 3 profiles: for the admin, for the faculty, and for the student. So first we'll use the admin account. The username is admin and the password is admin. We have 3 options over here: insert books, view books, and logout. So we'll insert the books first. I'll choose first option. There are 2 books right now. I'll give the title of the book as A, author of the book as A, subject of the book as A, the total count of the book as 3. The second book, I'll give the name as title as B, author as B, subject as B, and the total count as 4. So now if I want to view the books that I've already entered, we can use the second option in the menu that we've got over here. And as shown here, it shows the total number of books that we have in the library. Now I'll log out of the admin account. So I'll go to the main menu. Now I can log in using my faculty account and even my student account. So I'll use my student account first. I need to enter my username and password. Now we have the options given over here as search for books, borrow book, return book, and you can even see the book issued details. So first what I'll do is select the search for books. As we've already given 2 books over there as A and B, I'll look for the book with the title A first. So I'll select the option 1 and I'll give the title as A. So as seen, we've got the details of the book that has been already in the library. So this is how the search option works. And now if we want to see all the books again, we can select option 5, and you can even see if the book has been reserved or not. It has been given in the status, but in the student profile we haven't given the right to reserve a book. So what we'll do is we'll log out of this account profile and move on to the faculty account. We'll enter the username and password. So we have the same options as search, reserve, borrow. Now what we'll do is we'll reserve the book. We'll select the option as 2. Now we can reserve the book via search or via the book ID. So we'll go with the second option. We'll go with the book ID. I'll select the option as 2. I need to enter the book ID that needs to be reserved. So I have 2 books. I'll go with the first book. I'll give the book ID as 1. So that book has been reserved successfully. So basically now I've showed you how the program works. So I'll start explaining the code. In this program, we have created a structure for the books in which the attributes are given as title, author, subject, the book ID, the status, the book count, and the book status. Now we'll move on to the check password function, which is basically a login page that I've shown you to go to the different profiles, that is admin, faculty, and students. If we put in the correct admin or the admin username or the password, you can successfully go to the admin class or the faculty class or the student class that have been given the names as admin fun, faculty fun, and student fun. First I'll show you the working of the admin fun function. So I'll move on to it, and here we are. This is the write line function, which basically shows us the menu, the insert, view books, and the logout as we saw in the output, and accordingly it moves on and goes to the insert function, insert book functions, view book function, and login function, which helps us to go logout. And if you see the insert book function, what it does is it asks you about the number of books that need to be entered, and accordingly the for loop works. And this is how it repeatedly asks us about the book details, that is the title, author, subject, and the total count of the book. And It even tells us the book status, which is unreserved by default. So now we move on to the ViewAccount function, which basically goes through the array, and if any books that have been entered in the library by the admin are available, it displays all the books. And if we see the student class now, the student fund function, as mentioned earlier, has different functions such as search, borrow, return, view book, and logout. So basically the search function, what it does is it can search through the book via the book ID. If the book ID entered by the user is correct, then it searches through the array. If it matches with anything, it displays the book details. If it doesn't match, it shows an error message. And the next function what we have is the borrow book. The borrow book function, what it does is it looks for the count of the books, and we can search through the book using the book ID. If we select one of the book that is available in the library, what it does is it deducts or decrements the count of the book that is available. If it is greater than 0, the book is issued to the student or the faculty accordingly. Otherwise, it shows an error message that the book is not available. And if we move on to the next function, which is to show the issue details, what it does is it shows the book that has been issued and to whom, and all the details are displayed accordingly. And now if you see the return book function, what it does is it returns the book, that is it increases the count back, that is it increments the count accordingly as soon as the book has been returned by the student or the faculty. So now we move on to the last function, that is the faculty function. So that will be the last profile of the program that we've been written for the library management system. And yeah, we've reached over here. And this function, what does is it's similar to the student function as said earlier. It searches the books, reserves the book, borrows the book, returns the book, renews the book, and logout. And the additional function over here is the reserve function, which I'll be explaining over here. Rest are similar according to the student class that I shown you earlier. So the reserve function works in two ways. It can be done via search or the book ID. I'll explain both. Both are similar. Just one is being searched by the search name and the other by the ID. So if the entered ID is matching with the array or the books that are present in the library, it checks the reservation status. If it is unreserved, it changes the status to reserved, and whether it is already reserved, it shows an error message. So this is how the reserve book function works. And now basically I've shown you all the functions and how my program works, and I hope this explanation gives you a gist of how my program works. So thank you and adios.